And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome to the Dice Tower. Today we're taking a look at Jungle Joust. Now, this game is fascinating for a couple reasons. One, I like the idea of jousting. They're doing it on rhinos here. I wish there was more games with this theme. It seems like a cool theme. Well, in this game, you're not actually jousting, you're betting on the people that are jousting. And that's the way most sports games are, right? Horse racing games, you're betting on the horses. It seems like a way to get everybody involved. So you have these two knights that are going to be fighting each other, and you are sponsoring them or betting on them to see which one's going to win, and that's how you're going to get money or points. This is a tropical kingdom, and I don't really know exactly everything about the theme and all, but they're riding rhinos. That's got to count for something. So here's the field of battle where you're going to have a red rhino and its rider go up against the black rhino and its rider. Players are going to start with a couple cards. Now, players are also going to start with an allegiance token, and this is going to tell you what team you're on. You'll have these in the game depending on how many players are. In fact, if you play with two players, you are going to be black or red, and then your other one will be hidden. Who are you secretly rooting for? So when it's your turn, you have to play a card to a tilt. Now, when you play a card to a tilt, you can play it on either side. You can play for the red rhino or the black rhino. It doesn't matter which one is your allegiance. As long as one of the symbols match, you can actually play multiple cards if you want to from your hand. Let's take a closer look over here at this rhino. So here, you can see that I played it. The symbols match here. I have a black arrow matching a black arrow, so I'm able to play those on top of each other. And I'm going to continue playing different symbols down. Now, if you place the third symbol that's the exact same in a row, so here I have three blacks in a row, you'll put a favor token on that and you get a reward. In this case, it's a defensive reward. I'm going to get to draw an extra card for the next turn. By the way, as you play these cards, the guy is going to be moving forward on the track. You also place it there if it's even if it's three of a kind of any color. Like even if this is the black side, but if there's three red symbols of the same, you put it there. And this is only for these first three symbols. It doesn't count for arrows. So if I wanted to do more shields, I could get another favor token, but I would need to play three more black shields next to each other to get another favor token in the shield area. So then when the third one's there, I could put out another favor token on this side. And these would be black favor tokens because they're black. If they were red, I would put a red favor token. Red favor tokens would help the black rhino, but not as much as the black ones do. So players have a few other actions they can take, but at the end of their turn, they're going to draw either two cards from the deck or one of the face-up cards into their hand. And you're going to keep making these guys go. Each of them has a clash symbol. When those clash symbols are next to each other, then the round is over and they're going to fight. Also, if you manage to get up to these symbols here, you'll be able to add more favor tokens to the beginning, 1, 2, or 3, based on how far that you've moved up on the track. Other actions you can take on your turn, you can bet on one of the rhinos. Which rhino are you betting on? Well, you just put it to one of the sides here. Will that rhino win? And you put cards face down on that side as the game progresses. You can also take betting chips. You can see the whole pile over here. This says, I think the red rhino is going to have better aiming skills. Or I think the black rhino is going to have a higher strength. There's a 3 and a 2 of each chip. Or here I'm just saying, I think the black player is going to win. You can take these chips in front of you. If you're correct at the end of a round, those are going to score you 3 or 2 coins, depending on which chip you took. And if you're incorrect, you'll lose a coin. By the way, the game comes with lots of coins and also comes with these negative notes in case you run out of money. Yes, you can go into the negative in this game. So once the rhinos run into each other like this, then we're going to score them. To calculate them, you're going to be looking for these favor tokens here. So each space that they've gone past the center line, so let's say the red one went all the way across the center line 2 spaces, they get 2 points for that. And they're also going to get 2 points for each favor token of their color and 1 point for each favor token of the other color. Players will then reveal their allegiance and get points equal to what their rhino, how well their rhino did. If it's an odd player game, then the team that has, let's say there was 2 black allegiances and 3 red allegiances, the black points double for them. And you also will get points for the symbols that match for your bet, for your color, for your losing. So if I bet on the black one, this would get me 2 coins on the side. If I bet on the red one, this would get me 1 coin if they won. If they lost, it will lose that many symbols also. So then that makes up a round. Everyone's going to get money. Remember, get money for this. Some of them, I guess, movement. Whoever moves farther, period, or has more of their arrows on their side is going to get points. You're going to add up all the money you get or lose from the different things. And then you reset everything and start another round. And then after 3 rounds, whoever has the most money is the winner of the game. The card quality for this game is good. I really like the pictures on here. You know, they have some, you know, you could probably put them in order and find out what happens as you see the knights go. And the symbols are very easy to tell apart. The rhinos are pretty cool. They're made up of several pieces that you have to put together. The problem is that they fall over fairly easily and they don't move on the track as much as I would like them to move on this track. The fence in the middle, I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks pretty cool, but just moving them, they have this neat thing as they move, but it's really easy for stuff to fall over. It's a little fragile. But really, that's my only complaint. All the other pieces, the coins and stuff, they all look pretty good. Now, there's a lot of interesting concepts here in Jungle Joust. The idea of playing cards to both sides and matching the symbols and betting on the rhinos is a good one. And the doubling of points in an odd player game, I was a little wary of that at first, but it seems like it works out okay. Sure, it seems actually like the person who, the team who's not betting, is not allegiant to the one rhino is behind, but since you can bet on the other rhino to win, players can switch back and forth all over the place anyway. So the betting chips and the betting on someone to win in a race, this has been done many times before. This game does it, and again, it does it with a theme that I really enjoy, riding on rhinos. And yet, the game has a couple problems, and the biggest problem by far is that it's slow. We're talking about a joust here. They're charging each other, they're attacking, and then we see who wins. But instead, I'm sitting there and I'm playing a card and I'm like, all right, I'll play this card on this side. Maybe I'll play one on this side too, just because I don't want that to get 3 symbols of the same type. So I'll play one that matches, but that breaks up that rhythm of 3. And I'll play one on this side, help this guy out. And when I do that, it lets me take a card off of this section. And so, okay, your turn. And the rhinos have advanced a little bit. And the game is 3 rounds. And essentially the rhino riders are riding towards each other in slow motion. And that detracts from this theme. You can't have me all hooked up on knights on rhinos fighting when in reality they're walking towards each other very slowly. And the points are calculated it's a big wealth of points at the end. It's all right, this, and this rider's here. Okay, there's the points. You're going to multiply that points times this, and you get that many, and I get this many, and now who won this, who won that, who won this, who won that. And it felt fiddly on top of that. Not to mention, the drawing of cards felt kind of random. Sure, you can take a face-up card as opposed to 2 face-down ones, but 2 cards is almost always better than 1. And especially with more players, it got even crazier because you don't really feel like you have control of the rhino. You have partial control over the rhino. And then the rhino's falling over didn't help the matters at all. So it sounds like I don't like the game. I don't know if I don't like the game because I think the game is not bad. It's just that it's too slow to be fun. This kind of game be interesting. Like, all right, this rhino's going to do this, this, and this. Let's bet on them. Boom. Again, the comparison here is to horse racing games. And horse racing games are going around and you're betting on the horses and they go and it's exciting and they're going back and forth. Here, the excitement really isn't here because here the excitement is matching symbols. And matching symbols I never feel like they're actually fighting each other. It feels like you're just matching a bunch of symbols, and at the end, you calculate them out, almost like a boxing match right at the end, and they're going, and the winner by technical, no one wants to see that. We want to see a knockout. And that's kind of what you want to see here. I want to see a guy get knocked off his horse and flipping into the crowd or what have you. So maybe you might argue, Tom, your expectations are there. I don't think so, because look at this box cover. All right, this box cover is telling me one thing about the game, but it's really not. You're just kind of betting on some people, but you're betting on stylistic points or who knows what. So great components for the most part, other than the rhinos falling over. Interesting ideas. The rule book, very clear. And I think some people are really going to enjoy it. I think it plays best. I don't even know what player number I would say it plays best with, because 2, there's not so much chaos going on, but at the same time you kind of know what your opponent's doing. Maybe 4 is the best number, because with too many, it feels like you don't have a lot of control either. Well, there you go. That's the game. Some people may like it, but it's definitely not one for me, really. Jungle Joust. Dice Tower Judgment, interesting, but slow.